She was the golden heart of the Grand Ole Opry. A voice that carried both the joy and pain of classic country music, Jeannie Seely, a name that echoed through generations. But now, at 85, the lights have dimmed, and the world stands still as fans, friends, and family gather to bid their final farewell. Jeannie Seely wasn't just a singer. She was a storyteller, a living link to the golden age of country music. Born in Titusville, Pennsylvania, Jeannie's journey to stardom was anything but easy. Her dreams began in small-town radio studios, where she sang with a fire that couldn't be ignored. When she first arrived in Nashville, Jeannie had little more than hope and determination. Yet within a few years, she became one of the most respected female voices in the industry. Her breakout hit, Don't Touch Me, not only climbed the charts but also earned her a Grammy Award, making her one of the first women in country music to achieve such a milestone. Through decades of change, Jeannie remained the same, graceful, authentic, and full of humor. On the Grand Ole Opry stage, she wasn't just performing, she was home. Even in her later years, fans would see her walk out, microphone in hand, with that same sparkle in her eyes. But behind the spotlight, Jeannie faced her share of struggles. The loss of her first husband, songwriter Hank Cochran, left a deep mark. Yet even through heartbreak, she never stopped singing. Her resilience inspired countless young artists, from Reba McEntire to Carrie Underwood, all of whom saw in Jeannie a symbol of strength and legacy. When news broke that Jeannie had passed away peacefully surrounded by family, the country music community was shaken. Messages of love poured in from around the world. The Grand Ole Opry stage, her second home, dimmed its lights in her honor. The funeral service was held in Nashville, the city she had helped shape. Country stars, Opry members, and longtime friends gathered in silence, their hearts heavy but grateful. Among those who spoke was a man who knew Jeannie better than most, whisperin' Bill Anderson, her dear friend and musical partner for more than 6 decades. Inside the small Nashville chapel, emotions ran deep. The crowd rose as the organ softly played, Don't Touch Me. A photo of Jeannie, smiling in her signature sequin dress, rested beside the stage. Then, Bill Anderson stepped forward. Bill's voice trembled slightly as he looked over the gathering of friends, family, and fans. He began, Jeannie was my sister in music. She brought laughter to every rehearsal, comfort to every soul, and light to every stage she touched. Tears filled his eyes as he recalled their countless memories, the tours, the late-night writing sessions, and the endless laughter backstage at the Opry. When I'd forget a lyric, he smiled faintly, Jeannie would wink at me like she had it covered, and she always did. Bill's tribute wasn't just a goodbye. It was a love letter to a friendship built over decades of shared dreams. He recited a few lines from one of their old duets. We sang of love, we sang of loss, and found our truth in every song. As he spoke those words, the room fell silent. Even the youngest artists, those who had only known Jeannie as a legend, wiped away tears. Outside the chapel, hundreds of fans stood quietly, listening through speakers. Some held flowers, others held old records. One elderly woman whispered, She was my childhood. The service concluded with the Grand Ole Opry Band performing Jeannie's favorite hymn, In the Garden. The sound filled the air with peace. As the final note faded, Bill Anderson gently placed a single rose on Jeannie's casket and whispered, You'll always be our Miss Country Soul. For Bill Anderson, this moment was more than just a farewell. It was the closing of a lifelong chapter. The two had shared the stage more times than anyone could count. Their duets, laughter, and love for traditional country music had defined an era. After the service, Bill told reporters, the Opry won't be the same without her voice echoing in those halls. But I know she's singing somewhere higher now. In the days that followed, tributes flooded social media. Country stars like Dolly Parton, Vince Gill, and Reba McEntire shared heartfelt messages. Dolly wrote, Jeannie was one of a kind, a voice like honey and a heart full of grace. Fans gathered outside the Grand Ole Opry, lighting candles and singing Jeannie's classics together. For many, this wasn't just the end of an artist's life, it was the end of an era. But Jeannie Seely's story doesn't end with her passing. Her legacy lives on, in the songs she sang, the artists she inspired, and the laughter she left behind. In the heart of Nashville, her portrait now hangs in the Opry dressing room where she once prepared for countless shows. It's said that every Saturday night, when the curtain rises, you can almost feel her presence, a gentle reminder that true legends never fade. As the crowd slowly left the chapel, a gentle rain began to fall,